Hello again, I am Blunty. Minecraft Dungeons has a new release date and it has been delayed. Of course it has, because of the world events, which YouTubers are terrified to mention for fear of demonetization. Thanks for that, YouTube. Always nice to feel secure. Speaking of, actually, am I going to do the same reference twice in a row in two videos? It just kind of felt that way because I did this and it just reminded me, well, now's the time to remind people to thumb up the video, subscribe, bell, support in whatever manner you can. Comments are especially valuable as well to the algorithm. And if you want to go above and beyond, there is a new Patreon as well. Details of that in the down below if you're interested. But I have actually played Minecraft Dungeons briefly, about 15 minutes or so worth at PAX Australia in October last year. The Microsoft booth had it on demo and it was quite some fun, and I've been thinking about it ever since. But there is one big kind of miserable, mealy-mouthed, unfortunate, disappointing gotcha with this game, and I'll get to that just after we sort of do some framing up of what it's all about. Won't take too long, bear with me. Unfortunately, I did not get into the currently running closed beta. But if you are interested in seeing a nice chunk of beta gameplay from a YouTuber who isn't screaming, flailing mess and is somewhat after my own heart of just trying to keep things calm and fun and enjoyable, I'm going to link you in the down below to a YouTuber who some of you might know if you like your Minecraft stuff, Paul Saw Jr., because he has a really nice couple of videos up of gameplay all about it. Can't really show you any of my own gameplay because I wasn't recording while I was playing. It was a very difficult spot to try and set up a camera in, but I did record over the shoulder of some people while I was waiting in line to play, so I'll show you some of that during the video, I suppose. If you're not familiar with what Minecraft Dungeons is, hopefully the gameplay on screen will help clue you in. It's basically a dungeon crawler, a Diablo-style dungeon crawler, but sort of less murky and creepy and dark and spooky and more joyful and fun. I mean, it's still sort of, you know, skeletons and creepers and zombies and stuff like that, but it's Minecraft, so it's light and it's fun. It's got a sort of sense of whimsy about it, sort of more open and accessible style of game, whereas most dungeon crawlers in this sort of style are sort of, you know, they're not to everyone's taste, let's just say. And of course, carrying with it the Minecraft branding is going to open it up to a lot more people who might not have ever tried a game in that genre before. So I'm thinking it will probably do all right. Add to that, it's priced pretty well too at $20 US. It's not bad. They do have a 29 pack there, which is it comes with some extra skins and a pet and access to the DLC and stuff like that. And that seems like pretty good value as well. It is a procedurally assembled, not generated, because the maps you play through are assembled from preset chunks and they're just sort of plonked together. So every time you play through, it's going to be a little bit different, but you will get to recognize, you know, individual chunks, if you will, in Minecraft language. It's going to be releasing on an Xbox One, on Windows PC, on Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation 4. And if you happen to have Xbox Game Pass on PC and or Xbox, it'll come with that too. Of course it will. Why wouldn't it? It's a Microsoft product. So, about that gotcha. The gotcha is, despite releasing simultaneously on all these platforms, and despite Minecraft itself being heavily marketed, you know, the main Minecraft game, Minecraft Bedrock as we know it, you know, the multi-platform version of the game, not the Java version of the game where it started, but, you know, their main focus these days that has the shop on it, of course. One of the most recent big updates to that was called the Better Together update, and the entire point of it was to get all the various versions of the game on the same code base, talking to each other better together, as in multi-platform play. So your friends on PlayStation could play with you on the Switch, could play with you on the PC, could play with you on Xbox, and you could mishmash any combination you like, and everybody can play together because it's Minecraft. Hooray! Well, they're not doing that with Minecraft Dungeons, at least not yet. Their FAQ says no cross-platform supply yet. It is very frustrating not to have this at launch, so I can, you know, share it with my cross-platform friends and you know, Twitch audience and stuff like that, so anyone can join in and have some fun, because games like this are a lot of fun multiplayer. You can play them single player, sure, but they're a lot of fun multiplayer, and just having that restriction right out of the gate, it's very frustrating. I'm tempted to blame Sony again, because whenever anyone has stood in the way of multi-platform gaming, it's always been Sony being dicks about things. They were dicks about it with the main Minecraft game. They were they just said no, because the way the multi-platform works with Microsoft products is you sign in through Xbox Live. Whether or not you've got a free account or a gold account or whatnot, it doesn't matter. You still need an Xbox account, even if you're playing Minecraft on PlayStation, to enable that cross-platform play on PlayStation. Don't like that at all. They don't like that at all. Nintendo were like, yeah, sure, no worries. Make it happen. Easy peasy. But that does leave us with a bit of a quandary on, well, it does me personally, leaves me with a bit of a quandary, and I assume a lot of people out there as well, whether or not they're content creator type people who stream and have a community of people they might want to play with, or if you're just a regular person, your friends, family, might not all be on the same system. You've got to make a decision about where you're going to buy this thing now. And that's frustrating. You might even have to wind up buying it more than once, as I may do, because I certainly want it on the Switch, because the Switch is a fantastic place for that style of game. Pick up and play or soak into. It's not graphically complex. It's going to look great on the Switch in handheld and TV mode and everything. But at the same time, I have an Xbox One X here. I have an incredibly powerful PC here. I would like to be able to run it at 4K just because why wouldn't you? And of course, I have friends who, don't own certain platforms or don't game on certain platforms. Like I have a friend, she has a lovely PC, but hardly ever plays PC games. I don't use that to power her streaming stuff. Usually plays on Xbox. So I'm thinking, well, I should probably get an Xbox. But then I think about the number of sort of cross-platform or multiplayer stuff that I do. And the Switch seems like the most reasonable place because I know way more people who actively own and use their Switches than I do Xboxes these days. Because the Xbox, nice hardware, let's face it, kind of a failure in the marketplace as far as market penetration goes versus the other consoles out there. Don't really want to get it on PlayStation because I don't do a lot of gaming on PlayStation when it comes to multi-platform stuff because I don't like their controller as much as I do a standard Xbox controller or indeed the Pro controller on the Switch or even the Joy-Cons for that matter. I like my offset thumbsticks, symmetrical thumbsticks that don't feel right, never have. And to make matters worse on the whole lack of cross-platform multiplayer, there is no matchmaking. So if you don't happen to have a huge group of friends, all of whom own the exact same system as you do, all of whom have bought the game on the exact same system that you do, and you can organize yourself to get together to multiplayer, which is fantastically fun if you can. But if you wanted to play multiplayer and just sort of matchmake, well, no, you can't do that because they haven't put that in there either. They've specifically chosen not to put that in. This is not one of those, oh, maybe later kind of answers. This is no. We designed this game to play with your friends, and that's how you're going to play it, whether you like it or not. You play it alone, or you play with your real friends. No matchmaking for you. Don't know how I feel about that. I quite like matchmaking in some games, like Dauntless, for example. I play most of Dauntless when I'm multiplaying in that. I play almost all of that with just simple matchmaking. It, too, is a cooperative multiplayer game, so sometimes you wind up with a teammate who just sucks donkey farts. But most of the time, because of the, I'm playing the sort of the late game stuff, most of the time, if you could be able to reach that spot, you're dealing with people who at least know what they're doing, so it's pretty fun. Another interesting little tidbit is that while you can pre-order Minecraft Dungeons through the Minecraft Java launcher, you can't launch the game through there because it's not a Java game. So they've just put a button in the launcher to advertise it, basically, which I guess is fair enough, but it's a bit weird. They do call this a temporary option, whatever that means. Are they going to later move it into a different storefront? What happens to your purchase then? Are you forever trapped in this little standalone launcher if they decide to launch it in Steam later or Epic Game Store or whatever? It's I don't know what's happening with Minecraft Dungeons. The game itself seems incredibly well polished gameplay-wise. And it feels great. When I played it, I was like, oh man, this feels fantastic, smooth, intuitive, lovely. I'm just whoosh, whoosh, But everything else around the game, the multiplayer stuff, the no matchmaking, the launcher, but with the Java thing having a button for it, and it's just that's a temporary solution, that standalone launcher. What's going to happen there? And it's just what's happening on the orbits of this game. It just feels like such a cluster. But beyond all that, how about you guys? How's your decision-making going? Are you excited for the game? I'm excited for the game. I'm excited for sort of more world building in Minecraft. The Minecraft story mode thing, I never even bothered to finish it because I got bored with it, but that was sort of an attempt at expanding the Minecraft universe. This is a much more interesting way to do that to me. There's new mobs, new variations of old mobs, and sort of new stylistic choices while still looking, sounding, feeling very, very Minecraft indeed. And I'm really looking forward to some good old-fashioned dungeon crawling, but with Minecraft flavor. I think it should be a hell of a lot of fun. Fingers crossed, it's a hell of a lot of fun. But at the end of the day, I'm still looking forward to it. It's going to have sort of a main mission mode. The replayability should be good because of that sort of reassembling, juggling of maps and things like that out of preset blocks. You ramp up through the difficulty levels, solo and multiplayer and all that sort of stuff. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm just a bit baffled by some of the. I'm almost careful to call them choices because they don't feel like choices, really. They just feel like, oh, well, we didn't think about that. Do this. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, thank you for watching. I am Blunty. If you wouldn't mind doing the kind things, just a little reminder at the end of the video to, thumbs and the bells and the sub, and then click on the Patreon link and see if that's for you and all that kind of stuff, and comment. And thank you, especially to these people. See them up there?